is Reverend Bree Mead. She was born in Chicago and spent a great deal of time in San Diego with her grandparents. After receiving her bachelor's degree in recreation, she returned to San Diego and began her introduction to spiritualism via the Universal Church of the Master and Reverend C.V. Mitchell, her mentor. After several years of classes, she became a healer and began assisting with all aspects of the church program. After additional years of training, she became a licensed minister and was introduced to spiritual churches throughout the San Diego community, where she spoke and offered messages to a broader audience. In 2000, Reverend Bree Mead was ordained a minister through UCM, who maintains her license. Reverend Mead follows the spiritualist principles, always remembering that you are a channel for spirit. Give what you are given, do not embellish, always give positive messages from the pulpit. And I look forward to hearing her messages today. So join me in welcoming Reverend Bree Mead.
Thank you and good morning.
Good morning.
This morning's scripture is from the book of Psalms. It is the 36th Psalm, verses 3 through 6. Trust in the Lord and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thy heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the new day. May the Father bless these words in the ears that would then listen. This morning, we didn't all get together, but it seems that trust seems to be the word of the day. Now, we all trust that we'll be able to get up in the morning, be able to put our feet down on the floor, and explore all day. We also trust that we'll be able to negotiate all of the lessons, all the challenges, and all of the blessings that come our way during the process of the day. We trust that we'll see the beautiful sunset and the beautiful star show in the evening. We trust and we believe. It appears that there's a group that trusts even greater than us, the Jewish faith. They trust to this day, to over 20 centuries plus, that they will see the kingdom of heaven, that they are following the path that the teachers, that God the Father wants them to exist upon. And they have dealt with a lot of strife. And that's not to say that no one or anyone or not anyone in this room or in our workaday world have not experienced different challenges, different experiences. Some hardened us, and some has made us softer and more lovable. Trust is something you can't reach out and touch, but it's something you can feel right here. We trust and believe in so much because it's intangible. What we believe that it will be, what we ask and what we seek will come to fruition. It says it right here in the Bible. If we ask and believe and trust in the process, we will be rewarded. Now, I'm using myself as an example. The last time I spoke here, I was in a tizzy And I was just seemed overwhelmed. And during the process of that service, Spirit came to me. And I saw my beautiful colors, and I felt uplifted, I felt relieved, and I felt a burden taken off my shoulders. I didn't expect that, but that allowed me to move forward and trust in what my belief is, what my teachings have been, and believe and trust in the process. So many times we doubt ourselves and some of our capabilities. What can we do? What we shouldn't do? We question because we want to be the best that we can be. And sometimes, I don't know if it's that devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other, but we don't always follow our intuition. Or if we jump and maybe not following the intuition, but we're following self-thoughts, maybe positive or negative, but something that's been put there, it's a trial. It's a lesson. It's a challenge for us to overcome. Trusting is not easy for some people. And people that have been hurt in a variety of exchanges, situations, life experiences, trust might not come quite as easy as it does to others. But we have to trust in our belief that no harm will come to us. And if we do experience something that is a little off color, a little harsh, know and trust that that is a lesson for us at that time. And if we come through it and overcome it, we will be ever stronger as a result of it. God never said it was going to be easy. Look at for 40 years the Jews walked in the desert in belief that maybe the next mile would be the promised land. And to this day they fight over the promised land, which is also the promised land of 2 other religions. But we're not here to be political. But they trust and they believe every single day. And we as Christians, we as citizens of the earth, need to trust in every single process. Trust and believe in who we are, what we represent, what we aspire to, what we would like to see in others. Be the change, trust in the change, trust in the process. Because although we might feel we need it right now, Lord, right now, please give it to me. Lord says, no, you don't need it this second. You might need it in about another year. You might need it in a couple of hours. But right now is not the time. You don't have enough life experiences. You're not relying on your faith. You're not trusting in the process. Again, it's not always going to be easy. And sometimes we look at others and we think everything comes to that person, no matter what they want. They get a car. They need money. They go on trips. They have whatever. That's not your experience. We have to remember, we signed, agreed before we came into this transition. We made an agreement, a covenant, that we would follow through on everything that was put before us. And when we don't do that, when we don't follow through on that process, when we backslide or we try to escape it, because it just seems so hard, Lord, please, how can you be so harsh? Hey, if it weren't for blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of people would just be like little cocoons on the floor, rolled up in a ball. That's not where we want to be. Sometimes we might feel it's more comfortable, but that's not where we want to be. want to stand up straight. We want to show who we are. We want to trust in that process of belief. And when you find yourself just kind of withering on the vine, not believing in yourself, not trusting in your abilities, that's when you need to trust even harder. Because that is a lesson. We have to remember that the earth, this existence, is a school. It's a school of learning. And from the day we're born until the day that we die, we experience so many different things. The good things that we can take in and rely on or relay in the future when things are a little bit tougher or harder or more sorrowful. That's why we have good experiences. The bad ones kind of make us a little bit more aware of our surroundings, aware of who we are, aware of our capabilities. So, trusting in the process. It's very important. It's not something that we take lightly. But when you feel that challenge and you feel that overwhelmness, go within. If you have the opportunity to meditate, please do so. But go within. Speak openly from the heart to our Creator. Trust in His process. Father, Mother, God, whatever it is that you feel close connection to. But trust in your belief system, that will carry you through, and it will make you stronger, make you to be able to stand up and say, I am somebody. I am a record to be dealt with. I am a student and a child and a brother and sister of God. I am. Now sometimes we follow that up with say, I am only human. The Lord knows that we're human. That's why He gave us forgiveness. Because He expected us to make a few choice decisions and not so choiceful decisions. We won't call them bad decisions, we'll just call them life experiences. But He knew in this human frame that we would not be as strong as our master teacher, who He sent here as an example. We aspire to His love vibration. We aspire, as He taught us how to behave and how to teach others. We aspire to being the best that we can be in all things, ways, and situations. But when we find ourselves not trusting, please, please, please go within. You will find an answer. It might not be the answer you want, but it will be an answer. And if it keeps reoccurring and you still come up with the same answer, guess what? You need to follow through on it. That which does not kill us makes us stronger. Every single day that we do not follow through on that task, that life lesson, that we backslide, guess what? It's becoming more and more, not only in our mind, but spiritually, it's going to become from a little bitty pebble to some great big old mountain that we've created in our head that we cannot deal with, overcome. Some people close their minds off. We know that if we open our mind and open our eyes and our hearts to what is truth and what we need to overcome, then we will have the strength because we trust and believe in the process. This prayer of St. Francis, it's so interesting because it talked about trust, channeling your inner peace, bringing your hopes true to fruition, bringing darkness into light. If we don't trust in that process that we are capable, independent beings, and collectively we can move mountains together, we can do things that the unthinkable, we can make it happen. Look at Christianity. Because before there were the Jews, Judaism, there was the Muslims. We know that there were other people who believed in a soul, heavenly spirit, a father's spirit, a mother's spirit, but they believed in one entity. Even the Native Americans believed in a singular entity. Now they gave, I don't want to call it taxes, but they gave an offering and thankfulness for what was given to them: food, clothing, growth, spiritualism, attunement, upliftment, all of those things. And every different part of the world that we know of, every single continent had a belief system and what their understanding was. Everyone. And when we started coming together and we realized, oh, we all kind of believe in one being, no matter what you call him. We have a one entity, omnificent Father presence. And if we trust and believe in that solely, with his love, with his help, we can do anything. Anything at all. There's Reverend C.V. poem I found that I wanted to share with you a little bit this morning, and it goes along with trusting. A husbandman who had for many years had plowed his fields and sown in tears, grew weary with his doubts and fears. I toil in vain, these rocks and sands will yield no harvest to my hands. The best seeds rot in barren lands, my drooping vine is withering. No promised grapes in blossoms bring, no birds among the branches sing. My flock is dying on the plain. The heavens are grass, they yield no rain. The earth is iron, I toil in vain. Well, yet he spake, a breath had stirred his drooping vine like wing of bird, and from its leaves a voice he heard, the germs and fruits of life must be forever hid in mystery. Yet none can toil in vain for me, a mightier hand, more skilled than thine, must hang the clusters on the vine, and make the fields with harvest shine. Man can but work, God can create. But they who work and watch and wait have their reward, though it come late. Look up, heaven, behold and hear the clouds and the thunderings in thy ear. an answer to the doubts and fears. He looked, and lo, a cloud-draped car with trailing smoke and flames afar was rushing from a distant star, and every thirsty flock and plain was rising up to meet the rain that came to clothe the fields with grain, and on the clouds he saw again the covenant of God with men, rewritten with his rainbow pen. Seed time and harvest shall not fall, and though the gates of hell assail, my truth and promise shall prevail. Remember the truth, remember the promise, keep the faith. God bless you.